So today I will introduce you to the JWST data analysis tools. So what's the scope? The scope is to provide the community with tools to analyze JWST data and also future data from future mission or current mission even. So when we talk about data analysis tools, we are primarily talking about post-pipeline tools. So the data will come from the telescope, then they will be run through the pipeline, or you can run them through the pipeline yourself. And what we will be working with and what the data analysis tools are meant for is define the product past the pipeline. One other aim we have is also to provide Python equivalent and open source version of some tools that are maybe not supported anymore, or you can't run them anymore, like IRF specific functionalities. So what are the JWST data analysis tools? In this big bubble of the data analysis tools, we have libraries, visualization tools, and notebooks. When we talk about libraries, we mainly talk about Specutils. Specutils is an affiliated AstroPy package for spectroscopy. We're at version 1.2 now, and we'll see a demonstration of it later in this webinar. When we talk about visualization tools, we are talking about tools to visualize the data, have a first look at the data, manipulate a little bit the data in an interactive way. So there are interactive tools embedded in Jupyter Framework. These tools have seen a lot of different approaches in the past, and in the last year and a half, 2 years, we are landed on this Jupyter Framework, and the tools are under a package that is called JDAViz. And under JDAViz, you can have Specviz, that is a tool to visualize 1D spectra, Mosviz, a tool to visualize spectra from multi-object spectrograph. For example, for JWST, it would be for the near spec multi-object spectrograph, or the nearest and near-cam wide field slitless modes. And then we have Cubeviz to visualize cubes. Obviously. The third part of the data analysis tools is the notebooks. We'll see a presentation about these later, and of course we'll see also presentations about the Viz tools. Sorry, I forgot to mention that. About the notebooks, you'll see a presentation just after me, and these notebooks are meant to be illustrations of science use cases. So from a science question through the whole analysis to a scientific result. And highlighted in Jupyter Notebooks, so you have a lot of documentation and markdowns and links to the documentation, to the outside documentation. And these notebooks are meant to highlight the libraries and the visualization tools that we are developing, but they're also meant for the community to inform us for features that might be needed, that might be nice to have, or that are absolutely critical for their specific science case. So it's kind of a two-way relationship between the dev teams and the community. And this is where contribution comes in. So it's all open source. It's all on GitHub. You can leave posts, issues, suggestions, algorithms, improvements. You can tell us what you think either via GitHub repository or leaving your feedback at the help desk. We will also collect all your feedback now if you have suggestions for us. So here are some useful links. I'll post these slides in the Slack channel so you can save them for later. They will also be posted on the JWebbinar webpage at some point early next week. The useful links, we have the JDocs, the JWST documentation, example science programs, and the page for data analysis. We have links for Specutils, both to read the docs and to the GitHub repository. Same for JDAViz, read the docs and GitHub repository. And for the notebooks, we have the GitHub repository, but also an HTML page where all the notebooks are already rendered, so you can see the notebook executed without having to execute it on your local machine.